Hello and welcome to our thought for the day. Well, Christmas is come and gone. I hope you've had a really good time and an opportunity to relax. Every year I find myself thinking how quickly the big day is over after all the preparations and all that build up. Now it's time to wind down a bit, tidy up, get in touch with a couple of people and thank them for their gifts. And then after New Year, we'll go back into a bit of normality. After a really hectic time, I think I will find that rather nice actually. Back to normal. This makes me wonder if that was the same feeling for the people who were there at the first Christmas. Think of all the people who visited the stable. Shepherds, for example. They hadn't found the little Jesus and his parents by chance. An angel had appeared among them and given them an astonishing and probably completely unexpected message. The Messiah everybody's been waiting for centuries has been born in their little town. And no, he's not a warrior hero, but a baby in nappies lying in a feeding trough. But if an angel, surrounded by God's glory, tells you this, and you then see and hear a whole army of angels singing praise to God, you would believe it, wouldn't you? You would go and find out if it's true. And so they did, and they didn't go back straight to their flocks. They just had to tell people about it. Do you know that feeling when you've got good news and you just have to share them? A bit like the couple who were on the news recently who have won millions in the lottery twice. After a while, though, was life different for the shepherds? Did the memory slowly fade? Did they think by themselves, what was all that about? Or were they excited to see and find out what thing God would do with this little Messiah? What would he grow up to be like? Would they hear news of Jesus in years to come if they lived long enough? Would they see him again? Would they become his followers? It's impossible to know. And what about the wise men, those scientists from eastern lands? They'd had by far the longest journey and had made a massive effort to find the newborn king of the Jews whose star they'd seen in the night sky. They travelled a long way and had to do a lot of investigating and research in order to find him. It's quite an adventure, actually. Read up about it in Luke's Gospel. They eventually find Jesus, and they're full of joy, even though I'm sure they didn't expect to find the new king in such a primitive place amongst ordinary people. They are absolutely sure they have found him, though, and they give him the precious gifts they've brought. They bow down and worship him. Like the shepherds, they don't just see an ordinary baby. Who do they see? The Messiah? The Saviour? A new king, heir to the throne? A bit of God's glory and reality shining into our dimension? The wise men, we are told, returned to their home country eventually. Did this experience change their lives? We cannot tell. For Mary and Joseph, I think, normal would never be the same again. Any parent will find that having a first baby is an absolutely life-changing experience. Your routines are turned upside down. Sleep becomes a precious thing, and your priorities are sorted in a new way with all the new responsibilities you've got. Joseph would have thought about how to provide for his family and keep them safe. Again, if you want a good adventure story, read about the family's dramatic escape to Egypt in Matthew's Gospel. Both Mary and Joseph would have wondered about how to bring up God's Son. When a baby is born, it's quite exciting to get to know them. All babies need nappies and milk and cuddles, but They definitely have their own personality from the start. Parents wonder what will become of their child, and I think must have been especially true for parents who were told they would bring up the Son of God. What would he be like? What would they need to teach him? What would become of him? New parents often get lots of advice from others, wanted and unwanted. They hear lots of stories about life with a baby. Mary and Joseph heard angels speak of their baby. They heard prophecies about him when he was born. And they would have gathered that their son's life and their own wouldn't be easy. God was doing something new and exciting through him, but the journey would not be without pain. Who do you see when you think of the baby in the manger? The King? The Savior? God's Son? The main character in a story that is told once a year, but otherwise hasn't got much to do with you personally? I grew up with Bible stories at home, in school, in church. I think I believed them for most of my childhood, but when I became a teenager, there came a point when I needed to know for myself that God is real. I wanted an encounter, an experience, something that would make me know for sure that these stories weren't just stories. I put my children's Bible on the shelf and got myself a normal Bible and started to read it. I prayed, even though I wasn't quite sure if there was somebody out there who would hear my prayers. Then, during some Easter holidays, I remember I picked up a Christian book that a friend had lent me, and I started to read it. I cannot tell you now the author or the title, I've forgotten, but what I do remember is the sudden and overwhelming feeling that God was with me. And then I knew that he was real. And my life hasn't been the same since. If you haven't done so already, can I encourage you to find out for yourself if God is real? Ask the questions, do some research, some praying, follow your curiosity. Don't just go back to normal after Christmas. The Christmas story can sound a bit like a fairy tale, but it's about a real person, the Son of God, who wants to be found by you, and he's not far away. Go and find him, and he'll change your life for good. Thank you for watching today, and I hope that 2026 will be a good year for you and the people you love. God bless you all. Bye-bye.